In this video, I'm going to be discussing clamps, the different types of clamps and what they're used for. So in front of me, I have several different types of clamps. I have C-clamps, I have locking C-clamps, I have a spring clamp, I have two different types of bar clamps. I've got a pipe clamp and I got a hand screw clamp right there. The one people are probably most familiar with is the C-clamp. Why is it called the C-clamp? Because it looks like a C. If you unscrew it, it does anyway. Looks like a C. And clamps are used a lot of times to hold two pieces of wood or two pieces of metal together so they don't move while you're trying to work with them. So this one, it's got the screw here that you have to unwind. And set. And a lot of times you're going to use two of them to do it. And this is a bigger one, but you can still use it. It's bigger. Don't require that much. Do it. Okay, so that's how they work. That's the basics. And if you're not in a hurry, regular C clamps are fine. A variation on that was called a locking C clamp. No screw. Well, there is a screw involved. You adjust it from here. Come over here. And it's not big enough, so I have to open it up. That's a little too big. Tighten it down a little bit. A little too big still. And there you go. That locks it down. A locking C-clamp. As far as cost goes, this one is more expensive than that. So like I said, if you're not in a hurry, and you don't need to pay the extra. So this saves time doing it this way. And actually, when you unlock it, just that part right there, and when you want to put it on back in, there's no twisting involved. All you got to do is squeeze it because it remains set at the last position you had it in. This one, you have to tighten back down again. So that's a locking C-clamp. All of these are adjustable. The spring clamp, it's got a little play in it for adjusting, but not a lot. Okay. So, and it doesn't get it as tight. So for jobs that don't require a lot of strength to hold pieces together, you could use a spring clamp. So it tightens down, and that stays in place, but relative to these C-clamps, not as strong. And the way you undo it is you just push it down and it opens it up. So they're quick, and if you don't need a lot of strength, it's a small job where the material you're working with isn't that heavy or big. These are okay to use too. Now this big boy right here is a hand screw clamp. This is a different, it's kind of like a C-clamp. You could use it the same way, but it gives a lot more strength over a bigger area because it has these bigger jaws coming out. And you could adjust it. Gives a lot more adjustment. Basically, these C-clamps, everything has got to be flat or else they won't bite. These ones you could adjust down. You can make a bigger angle or less of an angle if you want with these. Okay. And once you get it on there, you can see the surface area. That's got that little disc it bites. This one's got this whole area here that you can work with. You gotta turn the two screws. Once you get it tight, though, it is tight. It's very tight. Yeah. So that's a hand screw clamp. 2 screws. Next one is a bar clamp. These are for bigger areas you want to. Like if you got a piece of wood over here and a piece of wood over here, actually, let's do this. Okay. And then you squeeze the trigger and it tightens it down like that. Okay, it's like that. And that's tight. That's a bar clamp. This is a smaller version, or a little bit different than that one. See, obviously it doesn't open as wide, and to tighten it down, it's like a C-clamp. So this is a combination, like a C-clamp and a bar clamp. To adjust it, and then to tighten it though, and loosen it, you gotta use this part right here. The last type of clamp I have is what's known as a pipe clamp. Obviously, because it's made out of pipe. And I can cut the pipe to whatever length I want. They use this a lot when they make furniture. Because furniture usually comes in like 2 foot, at least 2 foot deep sections, and they have to hold it together. So you want a piece of pipe that's maybe 2.5, 3 feet long. And you can adjust these things. This one's a little stiff. Okay. And you can adjust these, open them up, and then tighten them down, as I'll do right here. I'll open this up to this width right here, and I will tighten it down. And then the way I get it really tight is with this part right here. And these things work great. And you can make these pipes as long as you want. You just go to Home Depot or get a piece of pipe, cut it to the length you want, and you can use it. So this is a pipe clamp. Most of these clamps are used in finished construction or cabinet making. In rough construction, we usually do not use a lot of clamps, but they're always good to have just in case. And that is it.